We're taking it back to Little Cup today with the Lickitung team. Lickitung is not really a Pokemon you see in Little Cup, but one thing that some normal types have going for them is their decent coverage options. Some of these Pokemon have coverage options that don't really match with their stat distribution. For instance, Snorlax has decent coverage options, but is a physical attacker, and Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Surf, things like that are all special, so you don't really ever get to see the coverage used on such a Pokemon. Lickitung and its evolution Licky have mixed attacking and mixed defenses. They're not really the best optimized Pokemon, which is why you don't really see them, right? Lickitung has good attack, good special attack, and good defense, good special defense, but nothing great. And since it doesn't specialize in any of them, and it's relatively slow, then it doesn't really hit as hard as a good, strong physical or special attacker, and it doesn't really take hits like a good physical or specially defensive wall. But in a context of having a mixed physical, special, normal type, that actually sort of works out in Lickitung's favor. So I'm running Knockoff in the first slot. Knockoff, of course, is a really good item, or a really good move to have to get rid of items in Little Cup. Of course, there's a lot of Eviolite and Berry Juices running around, and you want to be able to knock those off. But then after that, my opponent may think, oh, this is a physical attacker. I'll go into my Ferroseed, right? Ferroseed will live Body Slam, Knockoff, but Ferroseed is going to get hit by Flamethrower. Ice Beam and Thunderbolt round out this set to hit other Pokemon that may want to come in on me, like Marini. Is why Thunderbolt is there. That, and there's not really too much else you can run a Lickitung unless you want to run a Wish Protect set, which I don't think is very good in this tier. But that's just me. Alright, after that, I just threw some other mons on this team that I hadn't used yet. I really like the idea of running an Archon on this team. It pressures more of those physically defensive Pokemon that might otherwise think, oh, I need to be saved for Lickitung. So there's some pressure there. And Larvesta is here to deal with a lot of the fighting types in the tier. Maybe we can get a burn. And as a result, if it needs to get knocked off at a given point in time, I don't want my opponent getting Stealth Rock up, which is why we have Natu and Staryu on the team to help out Larvesta against the Stealth Rock. I'm running Scarf, Galarian, Farfetch'd. It's not the only set you can run on Galarian, Farfetch'd, but I think it's not a bad one. I'm running Quick Attack in this last slot. I could run First Impression as well. We'll see if I decide to change the team up as we go. But the rest of this is pretty standard. And Brave Bird, of course, is the one really standout feature of Galarian Farfetch'd, right? Being able to Brave Bird the Fungus coming in is something that not any other physical fighting type can do. As far as I know, maybe there's one other I'm not thinking of, but it's definitely the reason to use Farfetch'd, in my opinion. It helps you with opposing fighting types as well, like Mienfoo if it's chipped a bit. So you just have to know what you're getting into. It's definitely not the superior fighting type. Of course, Mienfoo is just the best fighting type in the tier, but I wanted to use Farfetch'd. And then Natu, I really like this Natu set. We've used it before. And then Staryu is here to be the bulky water type. I could have ran a Rapid Spin set, but I wanted to Ice Beam specifically for Fungus. And maybe I'll decide to change that later on as we go. Alright, let's find a battle and see what we can get. Alright, we're back. And actually something I was not aware of, because I don't really hang out on the Smog forums, but apparently Little Cup is suspecting Vullaby? I did not know that. Alright, I'm going to have to look into that after I finish this video. But looking at my opponent's team, they have Tyrant, which is really quite scary. I do have Scarf Farfetch'd, so that's useful, but I would have to definitely weaken the Mudbray and the Coughing. My opponent has a very scary team. I'm going to lead off with Staryu, I want to say. Staryu does pretty well against their team. Okay, I can just get off a free Scald, I want to say. Yeah, this is a good lead matchup on my part. If I had been offensive Hydro Pump, I would have OHKO'd, and that would have been really good for me. But what are you going to do? And then after that, I'm just going to click another Scald. They really don't have a good switch into this, and Mudbray's been burned, so I think they'll just sack it. Again, unfortunately I didn't have Hydro Pump, but what are you going to do? They actually let me get damage off on Coughing, and I will take that 100%. Natu doesn't have magic bounce when coughing's out, so don't know if I want to switch it in like that. As I click Thunderbolt, alright, that's fun. I'm gonna click Scald again. They're probably thinking they want to get the Staryu weekend because the Staryu is very threatening against my opponent. So I'm definitely gonna save it in the back. I think if they go back into Mudbray, I can get a free recover off on that. Excuse me. And I speed tie with the Abra, which could be useful in the endgame as well. Unfortunately, I don't have Rapid Spin. I should probably put Rapid Spin back on this, now that I'm looking at it. Just because... since I don't have Defog once the Stealth Rock go up, there's nothing to be done about it at that point, right? Alright, so this is probably either First Impression or Scarf. I don't want it to be able to do too much here. Let's see, they go for Knockoff. Can they get the burn? Nope. Gonna go for Morning Sun though. Okay. And I'm going to just Flare Blitz here. I've been knocked off, don't want to switch out. I will live another round of rocks though. I know I said I wanted to set up on the Mudbray, but I don't know how I feel about that now. Brave Bird is probably coming out here, but I don't really want to switch. And if I can get a burn here, that'd be great. We see a burn, we do not. What are you going to do about that though? Alright, Archon can come out now. And they don't really have anything for Archon. So I'm going to click Earthquake, I think is better. Because that gets me back my berry juice, so I'm back at full health. And that actually makes my acrobatics stronger, which is nice. Okay. And they just sacked their Scarf Pokemon too, which is really useful here. Okay. So this is a speed tie. Archon versus Mienfoo. I'm gonna assume they're not double choice Scarf on their team. Acrobatics Oko's this, so they can fake me out, that's fine. If they want to go into their Tyrant, well, that's just damage off on the Tyrant for free. And if they want to go into the Abra, I'm even more fine with that because it could be Focus Sash and I need to break that somehow. And at this point, my Farfetch'd is looking really good because I got rid of the Mudbray, I got rid of the Coughing, I got rid of their opposing Farfetch'd. So I'll take that for sure. Alright, down goes the Mienfoo. This is very good for us. Okay. If they go into Tyrant, I'm just going to get damage off on it. If they go into Abra, I feel like... Well, first of all, let's see. Tyrant against Farfetch'd. The close combat Okos and does. And even at +1, I outspeed their Tyrant. Then I should be fine against the Tyrant even if it sets up. So then I can sack this and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm just going to click Acrobatics again. As they actually don't KO me, which I am a little bit surprised about. That might have been a Focus Sash anyway, I don't know. That's fine. At this point my Farfetch'd just sleeps. So yeah, definitely going to make the Rapid Spin adjustment on Staryu in the upcoming games. I think that because I don't have Defog on the Natu, right? I have Roost and U-turn, yeah. No Defog on the Natu means that I really just want to have the ability to Rapid Spin. And that's pretty important. Alright, and that's the game. Let's find another one now. Okay, we're back with another team. I really don't know what to expect against this team. They've got an Applin, which, what? And a Phantom, which also a little bit of what? I have absolutely no clue what this Applin can do. And Phantom, similarly. Minccino, never sleep on Minccino. It's definitely not a good Pokemon, especially if you had if I had Mudbray, it wouldn't do anything against this. But still is a threat, and then Krogunk and Mienfoo are there as well as Coughing. Something I noticed is that besides Phantom, they have no Earthquake switch-ins, so that's good. I'm gonna lead off with Larvesta. I think they should lead off with Mienfoo personally. If they leave off with Minccino, I need to see what Minccino even gets. I forget what it gets versus what Minccino gets. Okay. Open up a new team, actually. Or just... Okay, no, they did lead off with what I expected. This is good. I'm going to click U-turn here. If they want to stay in and risk getting burned, that's fine. And if they click fake out, that's even finer. Okay, so they click U-turn themselves, and it's still no burn. I am Flame Body. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to not to here. And they have no Psychic Resist, so I'm just going to click that. I think that's the correct play. They may try to Thunderbolt me, I don't know. Again, they'll have no Psychic Resist, so they may look at that and say, oh no, I have nothing to do. Okay, they go Phantom here. They're Berry Juice, which means that I should, I'm assuming, I should knock them out with Heat Wave. Yeah. That's a dirty roll. In fact, I only get a 20 roll 6% of the time, so that's not great. Also, they're Harvest with an Oran Berry on that one. This is Berry Juice. I'm just gonna U-turn. That's the safe play. As the Sucker Punch. All right. So 14. Okay. I'm gonna go into Far-Fetched. They don't really have a good Brave Bird switch in, so I don't think they'd go into Brave Bird Mon. I think they'd go into Coughing, probably. I'll just click the safe knockoff. Okay, to get off a bit more Sucker Punch chip, I suppose. But the reason we went to Far-Fetched is because if they're going to be committing to this weird Sucker Punch play, then I won't take very much because I'm a fighting type. I'm not sure how the two Sucker Punches added up compared to the Brave Bird, but whatever, it's all the same to me. Okay, they go for another Fake Out here. I'm once again going to U-turn. One of these days we'll get lucky and get a burn. Ah, finally, we got one. So that's 1 out of 5, I think. Okay, they go Krogunk, which is a bit risky because I could have gotten another Will-O-Wisp off if I wanted to. Okay, so let's go into Far-Fetched, and then let's look at Krogunk. Brave Bird has a very good chance to OHKO. And after that chip, I think I just do. So I'm just going to click Brave Bird here. They may sack this, they may sack their Mienfoo. I'm not sure exactly what they want to do. Okay, they just want to sack it, double down. I mean, that's fair for them because with Minccino being the fastest thing now, that could be a problem. My Archon is outsped by it. I'm actually going to go back into Larvesta. They may go to Mienfoo, yep. It's pretty safe for them. Okay. Gonna go for U-turn again. I guess I could have Morning Sun to there. That would have been a fine play as well. But now I get to go into Archon. And Archon, I guess I should have calced this before I went into it. There's 66%, so in fact that 66% is what it's always gonna get. But they are burned, so there's that. Okay, they didn't want to risk that, so that's fine by me. Head Smash does 60% to this. I think that's in range of Head Smash. Good. I like that. There goes the neutralizing gas. If they decide to go back into Mienfu for another fake out, that'll be fine. Okay, what does Applin even get? Okay, nothing. Great, I don't know what it does. Okay. Head Smash actually does more than Acrobatics, so I am going to go for that. Maybe they're Focus Sash? Okay, no, they're just really bulky. Interesting. Uh-huh. Well, now I'm going to kill them with Acrobatics. I guess they have definitely some bulk investment, which I didn't see in the calc. That makes sense. So that actually worked out beautifully for me because I got my berry juice. Okay, Minchino is going to come out. And now that I have sacked my berry juice, I will not live triple axle. So I have to take that into consideration. At this point, I don't really know if Mienfu beats Natu. I'm going to sack Larvesta. I don't really need it anymore. And if they decide to go for triple axle or U-turn, I guess, then there's always that chance I could get a burn. Alright. The knockoff last time did 8%. I think I can live. Fake out plus knockoff. So we're going to Morning Sun here. And we're actually seeing the great utility of Larvesta. Mienfu is the bulky, or he's a really bulky, good fighting type and whatever. But if it gets burned by Larvesta, that's a bit unfortunate for it. They may realize why I'm trying to Will-O-Wisp and switch again, but if they don't, that's fine by me. I'm going to keep quick clicking Will-O-Wisp now. And I really don't know how my opponent's going to win. Good, good, good. They U-turned here. So if I connect with Will-O-Wisp... Ah, great. Okay, so we missed the Will-O-Wisp. But I am going to just sack this here. Because Tail Slap has a good chance to burn, right? So that's fine by me. And they don't have Rock Blast or anything, so that's fine. Okay. Yeah, there's no really reason to prolong this game. You know, 5-0, that's cool, but don't need to try for it really that much. As they actually don't even kill me, which I was not expecting that at all. Okay, so this was Larvesta the game. Let's just see if we can find another one in the background. He's taking a while to get battles. Oh wow, as soon as I say that, of course. Just gonna Morning Sun, because they're just gonna fake out. If they want to play this out, they can. Well, now we're facing a Sun team. Vulpix plus Charmander is always scary to fight against. I'm going to lead off with my Lickitung, just because I want to see it do damage. I'm gonna click Knock Off here. Okay, click Morning Sun again. Maybe they'll miss eventually. Okay, so they go for Hypnosis. Fair enough. Okay, I knocked off the EV Light. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna go into my Natu. They could knock off. That'd be a good play on their part. Okay, good. They did miss. They knock off. They don't. They Drain Punch. All right. At this point, I'm going to actually click U-turn. Okay. I'm going to Farfetch'd here now as they knock off. And now they don't really have a good switch in to Brave Bird other than the Slowpoke. So they sack their Timber, which is fine by me. Now they can go into Diglett and trap me, but I don't know how much I care about that. At this point, I can knock off the Slowpoke, and that is nice, but I have Natu, I have Lickitung to knock off as well, and Staryu with Thunderbolt. So I don't really feel too threatened by Slowpoke, especially in the sun. And Diglett can always trap this after and kill it. So I think I want to just quick attack this to get it chipped down as quickly as possible. Okay, they're going to be probably a Scarf Weather Ball if I had to guess. So I'm going to Staryu here, because obviously I resist that and whatnot. And we're going to go for Thunderbolt. Directing Slowpoke as they are eject button. You actually get a nasty para there, which I will take that. Probably won't come into play, but you never know. This is going to Diglett. Scald, of course, is going to be weakened by the sun, and I'm analytic. Oh, the final Gambit. No, that's a pretty decent play. Guarantee the KO and star you. Means I don't have a resist later on for their fire types. Good on them, I think. Alright. Archon is a pretty strong Pokemon to go into. It's a speed tie, so hopefully we win it, but can't guarantee that. So they do sack their Slowpoke. Unfortunately, that has not put me in Berry Juice range, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. Okay. At this point, my Larvesta does not do anything for me. Actually, I lied. It lived, but they do take 2 turns of solar power, and I'll definitely take that. Let's actually pull up the calc really fast. I want to see how much. If I do Choice Scarf, good. This is my Lickitung. How much is that going to do? Okay, they're just clicking with a ball. Oh, I need to put the sun. I was like, why did that do so little? Good. Okay, that doesn't kill me. Thunderbolt is my strongest move, and it does kill. So I'm actually going to go for that. Okay, Thunderbolt, that'll be fine. If they want to sack this, that's fine by me. This is really their last offensive Pokemon. It's not really only their Vulpix matters, I think, as they do go into that. I'm just going to click knock off here. Yep, as they are Weather Ball again. Okay, Vulpix. Sunsetter. I don't think they're Choice Scarf. Weather Ball only does 50 to 60. So that's a pretty nasty roll if they get it. And Earthquake does kill in 1 hit. Personally, I think I want to go for the Earthquake because it's safer. Because I don't want to risk Head Smash if I don't have to. Now Natu probably is another speed tie, but I have my own Natu for whatever that's worth. And Head Smash does take it out. Alright, so bunch of speed ties there, right? Because the Vulpix was 17, the Natu was 17, the Archon comes out and then on top. I think that my opponent sacking their Timber a bit earlier than what they should have was a bit premature, because I think that their Timber had some good priority and was still useful. However, I did have a Larvesta, so maybe they were thinking it wasn't that useful. And I don't really think they could have predicted too much about the Slowpoke. I think the final Gambit on the Diglett play was fine though, because they didn't want my Staryu staying around. A very scary opponent on my, a very scary team on my opponent's part. But fortunately, I have seen Scarf Charmander before, so I knew sort of what to expect. Alright. We got a Dwebble lead here. Dwebble leads usually cannot beat Staryu, in my experience. And it looks like they are allowing Vullaby back in the tier, which is really going to shake up the metagame. We'll see. I want to see what the reasoning is for letting it back in. It's the end of the generation. I don't know why they're shaking things up at this point, but I mean, it's not that the end of the world. Alright, we're going to Scald first. They'll probably get their Berry Juice back, but that's fine if they get a... Are they a Jetpack? No, they're not a Jetpack, they're Berry Juice. Why did you say that, Ralts? Okay, we're going to Scald again. Okay. That's fair, I suppose. Alright, I'm forced to go into my Farfetch'd at this point. I'm just going to quick close combat. Shell Smash Dwebble is pretty scary. He's actually KO me there. Okay. Is this going to be a sweep? Guess we'll find out. Head Smash with Archon. If they miss, then we're fine. If they don't miss, they get 2 hits. That was a crit. And that's GG. Alright. So we usually get 6-0'd by lead matchup or with Dwebble. Of course, if they had missed any of the Rock Blasts, or if I'd gotten a Scald Burn, we would have been fine. But that is not how the game is played. And so I'm not going to complain. Okay. Mienfoo lead is probable. Going to lead off with... Gonna lead off with Natu. Don't think lead off with Carvana. Okay, as they lead off with Pawnyard, which I guess is fair. Do I need to keep the Natu around? Yes, I do. Gonna U-turn. I don't think you Sucker Punch on turn 1. Gonna go into Farfetch'd here, as they do go for knockoff. And I'm gonna go for my own knockoff here. There's no way you stay in. To go into, I don't know. Okay, I guess there is a way you stay in. Was not expecting that. Yeah, I'll just close combat now. Okay, then now they go into Ponyta, which is a wild play to me because I just showed knockoff. So whatever, what are you gonna do? Okay, so Psychic, Mystical Fire, and to answer that, I will go into my not too sure. Gonna get a slow U-turn out. Here's a go for Mystical Fire. Then I'm gonna go into Staryu, so I can get a rapid spin off. After a rapid spin, I'll be faster than them Ponyta. Of course, they could have Morning Sun, and they do, which is a problem. I'm actually going to go into my Larvesta here and just sack it. I don't really know what I want to do here, frankly. Alright, I'm gonna go into Lickitung now though. I'm gonna click knockoff. Alright, that crit probably mattered, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, I'll take it. So we lost our Larvesta, which was good for Mienfoo. As you can see here, Mienfoo just could come out with impunity now. I'm gonna stack my Natu, doesn't do overly that much. And if I can get a quick and safe Psychic off here with a speed tie, I'll take it. As I do. Not as fantastic. Alright. And at this point, I can go for a rapid spin kill. I'll outspeed Mienfoo guaranteed. And with the Carvana, now it'll have to get 2 protects to outspeed me. And they can't even go into their Diglett. So now they have to get a double protect if they want to outspeed me. They could harden to their Diglett, I suppose. But if I'm Hydro Pump, they should die to that. Obviously, I'm not Hydro Pump. Alright, they didn't go for double protect. That's fine by me. Okay, so that was some good positioning, I think. Getting this Marini weakened is really good for my Farfetch'd and Archon, so I will go for that. We go for knockoff, which I don't really know if that helps too much. I'm gonna go for Scald here. I don't think you want to sack this quite yet. We go for Pawnyard, and they're dead now. Good. Now they'll probably go into Mienfoo. But the Mienfoo is really weakened, so they can get a fake out chip off, and that's about it. I'm just gonna click Scald here again. And I think that should kill even bulky Mienfoo. So go into Marini. Okay. Gonna click recover here. Because I don't really think Marini can do too much to me. So go into Mienfoo again. Okay. I'll take it. And I just fake out again. I'm gonna click Scald again. I don't want him staying in and getting nasty high jump kick. And I do get the burn, which is really good. So now I can recover that off. Now it's the risk they took, right? Why did you stay in? You had a Marini you could pivot out with. You had this Diglett you could go out into. And just click Scald here. They could click Sucker Punch. They could live. Either way, that's fine by me. They click Protect to waste time. I don't really know why you would do that. Especially because I have Recover and I can always click Recover again if I feel like it. Okay, this particular Diglett got O-code. That may just be a roll, and I didn't get it the last time. I don't know. Alright, they go Marini. I'm going to click Thunderbolt. This is to a KO, or just about a to a KO. So that's good. Okay, they're going to click Sludge Bomb. And at this point, I'm just going to click Thunderbolt again. And I'm not going to sack this. I'm going to go into my Farfetch'd. They're burned. It doesn't really do anything at this point. And now I'm going to click knock off here. They go Marini, it'll knock off the Eviolite and it'll help out later on. And if they stay in, they're burned. They can knock me off, or they can go for high jump kick, I guess. But that doesn't even kill. That's fine by me. And I think this will be the last game. Overall, there's a reason why nobody uses Lickitung. Lickitung's not really a good Pokemon. And as you can see, there's not really any opportunity for me to get it in, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'll put in work. It's just there on the team looking silly. It has decent coverage options, but because it doesn't really have that many targets that it really can hit effectively, it's not as good, right? If we'd seen a single Ferris Seed, that would have been nice, right? But it didn't have a Ferris Seed to hit, and if you don't hit those 4x super effectives, then there's not much going for you. Technically, I suppose Applin would have been a 4x super effective with Ice Beam, now that I think about it. But that was really the only one we saw, so it's been unfortunate. But that's going to be the game for today. I think the Rapid Spin play was definitely the right call there. And the Larvesta definitely puts in work when it can. Don't get 6-0'd by lead, Show Smash, Webble would be my advice. Definitely this team could benefit from maybe a Mudbray? Mudbray definitely would like a Mudbray. Put a Mudbray in the Lickitung slot, and now you've got a solid team. Alright, that'll be it for me today. Guys, I'll catch you next time.